What's up guys, my name is Mark Steiner and today we're going to be talking about how to find good photography locations in your city. The best advice I can give is just explore the area you live in. Now this doesn't necessarily mean you'll find great photography locations, but sometimes a location will be not great on first glance, but absolutely incredible when you take the photo. Like these green leaves, or this gray brick wall, or this nice exposed red brick. All of these things add a nice texture to your final image, which helps improve your photography. This random patch of palm trees would make for a great background. This is just in the middle of absolutely nowhere. Like I just found this random bush and this would be a great photo opportunity right here if I had a model. So I shot these 3 photos of the building right behind me, and the reason why I started thinking about shooting at this building is because I had a summer internship that forced me to wake up at 4 in the morning. So I was on public transportation between 4:30 and 5 in the morning, and every morning I was seeing how the sunrise was hitting this building with beautiful light, beautiful reflections, and just producing these beautiful colors. So because of that, I started thinking I should shoot at this building. I hadn't ever previously thought about that. And so I started thinking about sunrise versus sunset. What time of year would be best to shoot here? What would the colors look like at sunrise versus sunset? And these 3 photos are the pinnacle of all of that thinking and research and figuring out what would work best. So I actually shot this photo at the side of a road at this exact bush. It was blooming during the summer and I was really excited how this photo came out. I also knew that I wanted to do a more creative edit, which is why it turned out purple. But it just goes to show that even this little bush on the side of a road could make for a great photo. Sure, there are more conventional places to take photos, like this beautiful lane of palm trees with its beautiful symmetry, but I never would have found this place had I not been exploring my city. This vintage car is permanently parked outside of this apartment building, and a lot of photographers love to shoot here. As I was filming this video, there were 6 photographers here shooting with a model, so that just goes to show you this is a popular spot. But what not a lot of people know is that right over there is a really cool mural wall that not many people take photos of. So you have to explore to find those little places that not everyone knows about. Exploring your city also means knowing where all the little lights outside of small businesses are for great bokeh. Exploring your city can also mean finding little places like this, that even though we're in the desert, it feels and looks like I could be in Hawaii. Exploring your city means figuring out which parking lots are unattended or fully automated and have rooftop access for great views. Behind me is one of the tallest buildings in downtown Phoenix, which is notoriously known for having a very poor big city skyline, and this is one of the few buildings that makes it feel like a big city like Hong Kong or New York. And when the light hits it right, you get this beautiful blue reflection and it looks incredible. You do have to be aware of security guards who are going to tell you to get off the property even though you're on the sidewalk, which is public property. So you need to know your rights as a photographer. You also need to know if it's worth getting into a fight with someone that you don't want to get into a fight with, which is why I'm here across the street right now getting a different shot than I was originally. I love shooting here. During the day it doesn't actually look that good, but at night, at blue hours, when it really comes to life, these lights come on, all that blue hour bokeh in the background from the street lights, it looks so good, and you can get some magical photos here that just look absolutely incredible, but it only looks good at night, so you have to go out at night too to make sure that you understand how your city looks, because it looks completely different than it does during the day. All of those places you just saw me talk about were within a 2-mile radius of one another, so all walking distance. And the reason why I know about all these little places is because I would go out with my camera and just take photos for hours. I would walk around for 3 or 4 hours and just take as many photos as I wanted because I liked exploring. I was having fun. And when you're walking around your city, you start to discover new things. And when you're going out every single day and taking photos, you start to learn what makes a good photo, what background makes a good photo, how your lens interacts with the background. So even though the background might not look so good, if you have shallow depth of field, it actually looks really good. And so all these things start to come together and you start thinking more like a photographer. So whenever I'm biking or walking or driving around town, I'm looking at things with a photographer's perspective. So I'm thinking about how that would interact with this lens or how the lighting would hit right there. And all these things start to come together and you start thinking about these locations that aren't necessarily photographically good, but when you take a photo and after an edit and after you want to do what you want to do, it starts to become a very cool image. Like that bush on the side of the road, like no one would normally think, oh, I want to take a photo here. But when you have an 85mm lens, a great model, and a concept in mind that you want to shoot, you can really bring this image to life even though the location is not that good. That one location at the very end, it was outside a hotel, there's this little awning, and during the day it doesn't look that good. The light doesn't hit it well, it's usually in shadow or it's in harsh sunlight, so it's not really something that I would normally think about, but at night is when it really comes to life. So you have to start thinking about how a place might not look good during the day, but might look incredible at night, and how that different lighting plays into the image as a whole that you're planning on taking. So just walking around your city, exploring things you wouldn't normally think about, and taking photos everywhere and anywhere at different times of day, at different times of year, all of this plays into you becoming a better photographer and finding locations that will really make your photos pop and your photos stand out from other people who don't explore their city. Alright guys, that's it from me. Let me know in the comment section down below if you found this video helpful and or interesting. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't already. I know that you will not regret it. My name has been Mark Steiner, and I will see you next time.